Hey everybody, I'm Nick Thornhill.
And I'm Miranda Thornhill.
And this is Gym Hero Strength and Conditioning, and this, more specifically, is just a brief history, if you will, a little story of how we came together, how this business came to be, and our story, if you will, that we wanted to share with you.
Yeah.
So it all starts back in 2018. I was doing some kickboxing. I may or may not have been good at it from what you can tell in the pictures. Very dark time in my life. More of a strength and conditioning guy. I was actually trying to do powerlifting at the time, but I got sick, had to have gallbladder surgery, and at the time I couldn't lift weights. And I was just so angry and depressed that, I've got a little bit of a martial arts background, so I just put some gloves on and started punching a bag, and lo and behold, I found myself in the ring, and I just had a lot of frustrations, anger, and depression to punch out of me. I was going through that with the surgery and stuff, and I was very sick, and it took a while to figure out what was wrong with me, as well as just a lot of personal stuff in my life at that time. So, yeah, a pretty weird turn of events how I got there, but there I was, and that was when I met Branda.
Yes, and at that time, I was quite an interesting woman. I was going to college at the time. I was getting ready to go to college and was expecting to be there for another 4 or 5 years, and ended up only spending just a semester there because I just felt like I was being called elsewhere, and ended up not being able to stay at the school for certain reasons. And so I met Nick, started talking with him. We talked long distance for a while, and then. And as you can see here, I was active, but at the same time, you can kind of see how I was even, you'll see in these pictures as we go along that I was also at my heaviest during the beginning of us, and then the beginning dating journey with me and Nick.
Absolutely. So, 2 things I want to add to this. The kickboxing and stuff is what kind of got her attention. That's why we bring it up, as well as... she knew how to attract a man, dress up as food, am I right?
I know, right? That's the way to any man's heart.
Absolutely.
Can I get an amen?
Amen, right? So what you see here is, that's what I was doing recreationally or in my free time. This is what I was doing as a profession. I was actually doing face-to-face personal training and teaching the Silver Sneakers active older adults, senior citizens, if you will, at my local YMCA, as well, helping work with a couple of kids and other individuals as well as a personal trainer. So that's kind of where my background is at, and I had been doing that for about 6 or 7 years before we had done the online.
Yeah. And I started helping with some of your coaching in the gym and stuff, and was able to be there and kind of watch you as you. I didn't have any coaching personal training experience before I had met Nick. I had never met a personal trainer that I liked. I'll say that. I had never met a personal trainer and nutritionist that I was fond of, and so meeting him totally obliterated the mold that I had put around those kind of people. You shattered that for me.
Absolutely. So, and you didn't really have a health and fitness background or experience of much of anything until you'd met me. So you'd learned a lot just
watching
around.
you. Just watching you in the gym and watching you take care of your clients and stuff, and getting to know your clients, and seeing how patient you were with them. And I just thought, well, man, if he's got patience for them, he should have patience for me.
There you go. So as time went on, I got better and got healthier and got back into powerlifting and strength and conditioning, and actually was finally, after several attempts throughout my life, was able to compete in my very first powerlifting meet. Got first place, won the meet, deadlifted, for anybody who cares, deadlifted 520 at 195, and yeah, it was good. That's my trophy right there.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, pretty neat experience, and it was everything I had hoped for. Like I said, there was just several times throughout my life that I had tried to compete, but life had gotten in the way, whether it was health, whether it was business or school, different things like that, just different things in my life. So it was great to finally do that.
Yeah.
And shortly after that,
this is just a previewed collage of different things from our time dating. We've got some pictures, like this one picture
The top left is the day we met.
Mm-hmm. Those two pictures right next to each other, those are the first pictures I think that we ever took together.
Yeah, and then we had our first workout together.
Yeah,
and then
working
just
out in the gym.
different things on different dates. And
we were long distance, so
yeah.
we FaceTimed a lot. And whenever I did come down and visit, I'd go and I'd work out with him whenever I could. But at this point, during when we were dating and it was long distance, I only worked out when I went to see you.
Absolutely.
I didn't have a gym or anything that I went to here. I was back at my hometown, and I tried to do hard labor jobs to keep myself physical. But besides that, I didn't have an actual workout routine at all. So having you introducing that to me, that was a huge bonus.
Yeah, so this is where Branda's knowledge of health and fitness, nutrition, and training began to expand. Our love for each other grew, and so did the beard game, as you can tell.
Yes.
I went from being a boy to becoming a man.
Yes,
And
you can see the progression there of the
beard
length of his
game
beard.
strong.
He had shaved his beard when we first started talking around that first time.
Yeah.
Around that the first few months.
Yeah, I had told a friend that if he shaved his, I'd shave mine. He came in with it shaved one day. Okay, so
he went and
was a
shaved
man of my
his?
word.
Yep, and so but he
And
hasn't
that
shaved
was
since.
the last time I shaved. Yep,
Yes.
that was the last time. I have been growing it and trimming it since.
Yes.
So, all right, and then after that, we 2020 happened, but we finally did get married. But boy, let me tell you, trying to figure out a wedding and plan all that in 2020 was just a disaster and a half, train wreck, if you will.
Yeah, we ended up having kind of two ceremonies. I guess we tried to go to the courthouse and just elope, and even that didn't work. The guy that was there that was going to marry us had just left, so we ended up just buying our marriage license. I quickly texted our pastor at the time, and I said, "Hey, what are you doing?"
It was a mess and a half. So
And so we met up at the church.
We just ran away together.
Had it was just us and the pastor and a couple witnesses.
Just enough to get by.
Got married, and then several months later, then we had a ceremony with our family.
Absolutely. We
and
made
everything.
it count later, but we wanted to get the officials and all the important stuff out of the way.
Yeah. So
Glad we did, too. It was a long time coming.
And with 2020, with the way that it was in the heat of a panorama,
absolutely,
it was so nice. I'm glad that we just went away and did it.
Absolutely.
Just you and me. As you can also see here, I am at my heaviest in these pictures. I have, since all of these, have lost 50, almost 60 pounds now. So I'm feeling great.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I look at these pictures now and versus like how my face is and like my neck and my arms and everything. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I feel so much, and I just feel better now. Back then, this was a really hard time for both of us.
Yeah, we went through a hard time, really stressful.
We went through a lot. I mean, 2020 was hard for everybody.
Oh, yeah,
so for
sure,
it was difficult for anybody that was that had to go through it, and it was even harder trying to then get married, be newlyweds.
Yeah.
And to be then also shortly after then starting to work together and doing all of this together as young people trying to figure this all out on top of, everything shutting down, and there was so much division during that time, and there was so much chaos, and we just didn't know what the next day or the next week was going to bring. So I think it was definitely a huge trial for us to face, but I think in the long run that has definitely helped us grow closer together and stronger together for sure.
Oh, for sure. We had gotten married, and then a few months later started working together, and then really took the business online. Like in 2020 we had tried, didn't work out, and then we had started taking it online in 2021 and then some, and then just moving forward from there. And we even got Branda competing.
Then you inspired me. When I saw you lift, I was like, oh, this is so much fun. And I saw the environment that the powerlifting like community, those kind of people, it wasn't like your typical sports.
Yeah.
It wasn't like going to a basketball game or like a volleyball tournament or something like that where where you're like, get him, like, you know,
Yeah.
like you want one team to lose and
Yeah,
you want
for
the other
sure.
one to win. Like, it wasn't something like that. It was everybody just wanted to see someone lift heavy.
Yes.
So with
Everybody wanted to see a big
everyone
lift.
was cheering for everybody. And I loved that. I was like, this is
Absolutely.
what we need. This is what I need in my life. So after I got to see you do it, and then we'd also gone and seen one of your friends, one of your buddies, we went and watched his meet, which actually I'm pretty sure was in the same gym
Yeah.
that I did mine at. And I watched that, and that was when I first had gotten, like, I'm going to say exposed
Yeah.
to that kind of an environment, and it was beautiful. Loved
Absolutely.
it. So I told him, I said that I wanted to do that, and I asked him to train me and get me ready for that. So started working out with the big boys and started lifting heavier weight and really pushing myself in a way that I had never pushed myself before. I was able to pull 340 at the meet, at this meet, which is in this picture that you're seeing here. Ended up bouncing off my thighs because my thighs are giant.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
other than that, I would have gotten 3 white lights. I think it was 1 white light and 2 red. I think is what I ended up getting that meet.
But
with
all
that
in all,
pull,
still ended up breaking 2 state records.
yeah, but all in all, still ended up breaking records and feeling awesome. So
yeah, fantastic. And the inspiration was there. That's kind of why Branda joined in working with me in the business, because we just wanted to help cheer everybody on, help everybody lift big, help everybody get stronger, help everybody have that inspiration and to achieve all of their strengths and conditioning goals and to create the best version of themselves physically, mentally, and spiritually through strength and conditioning. And
Absolutely.
so all the joy and everything we've experienced together, we put into our coaching and our business and our ministry. And so now here we are together, putting the power in Power Couple, coming together to serve you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if anything has resonated with you today, or you're at all interested in our services, how we can help you create the best, strongest version of yourself, physically, mentally, and spiritually, please reach out to us.
Yeah.
Click the link below to book a call. DM us with your questions. We would love to talk to you and help you in the best way possible. Thank you and have a blessed day.